Good morning. So today we'll discuss the first lesson, that is All the World as a Stage by William Shakespeare. So firstly we'll understand the context of the lesson. Thereafter we'll analyze the poem one by one, line by line. It will be short and crisp, so you'll not waste a single minute over here. So let's begin. So let's understand the context of the passage as you like it. So there are only two characters that you need to understand for the sake of understanding the context. The first one is Duke Ferdinand, who is a ruler. Duke means ruler of a kingdom. And he has been taken power by his wicked brother and he is sent to the forest. He is banished to the forest. And he is attended. Whenever the king is going somewhere, he'll be attended by the courtiers. So Jacques is a main character. He is one of the courtier. He is one of the companions who is attending on King Ferdinand. This is a whole context. And in the middle of one conversation, Jacques, that is one of the companion, is saying to the king, saying to the ruler, that is Duke Ferdinand, that world is a stage. So the whole thing that we are going to learn is said by whom? Said by the courtier of the Duke Ferdinand, whose name is Jacques. Jacques. So let's analyze the whole thing. So Jacques is trying to say that all the world is a stage and all men and women are merely players. All people who are entering to life is actually playing the role of 7 ages. His acts being 7 ages, which means all are playing, all are part of a drama, and all the world is a stage. Each and every person is having their own exits and entrances. Exit means death and entrance means birth. So they have their own exit and entrances, and each player, each actor is having 7 roles, 7 ages. Let's now understand what are the stages. The first one is that of an infant. Mewling and poking in the nurse's arms. Mewling means crying, poking means vomiting. So mewling and poking in the nurse's arms. Nurses, which means the person, the caretaker. So first of all, in the first stage, we are being taken care. We are crying, we are vomiting, we are being dependent on people around us. That is the first stage, the stage of an infant. Now, the second stage. And the whining schoolboy. Whining means complaining, crying schoolboy. With a sachel. Sachel means school bag. And shining morning face. He's having a shining, which means he's still young. He's having a shining morning face, but he is sad and unhappy to go to school. That's why he is creeping like a snail. Creeping means moving slowly like a snail. Unwilling to school. Why? Why is he sad? He's sad because he's not ready to go to the school. And now the third stage. First one is that of an infant, thereafter that of a schoolboy, and then of a young lover. Sighing like furnace. Sighing means, breathing so fastly, like a furnace, like a hot thing. He's sighing with a woeful ballad. Woe means sad. He's having a sad feeling for his lover. So he's reciting ballad. Ballad means short poem, short stanzas. He's writing sad stories of his lover made to his mistress's eyebrow. Mistress's eyebrow means it's actually depicting, he's even describing small things, small features of his lover, which means he's deeply in love with his lover. That is a young lover stage. That is number 3. The third stage is that of the lover. Then the fourth one, that is of a soldier. He's giving strange oath. Oath means promises. Strange promises are given by the soldier, by the fourth stage of a person. When he is burdened like a part. Part means it is referring to a leopard. Leopard's skin is so strong, is so harsh. Just like that, he is bearded like a leopard. Jealous in honor. He is so concerned about his honor, about his reputation. Sudden and quick in quarrel. He's very, short tempered. He's quick in quarrel. Seeking the bubble reputation. He's trying to find the bubble reputation. Bubble means short-lived reputation. Even in the cannon's mouth, even in the dangerous situation. Cannon's mouth means a situation where we are in danger. In the fifth stage, he's playing the role of a justice. Justice means a judge who's having a fair round belly with good cap and line. What does that mean? He's having good food. Cap'n means actually the chicken. So he's that actually depicts that he's having a good life where he's eating plenty of food. He's having a fair round belly in the middle age. Actually, in the middle age, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut. Previously, he had the beard of uh, just like the leopard skin. So that refers to a messy, thick beard where he's actually, his all he cared was about his reputation. But right now he's having a formal cut. He's living happily. He's giving advices, modern instances, modern examples, and he plays his part well. He's having the look of a gentleman. Thereafter, we have the sixth stage. Now, in the sixth stage, the person is entering to the old age, where he's lean, he's thin, and he's slippered, and also he's wearing a pantaloon. Pantaloon means, loose clothes, with spectacles on nose, pouch inside. His youthful hose well saved a world too wide, which means he's wearing clothes of his olden days, of his youthful stage, and those clothes are still too loose for him. For his shrunk shank means weak and lean legs. So those pantaloons, those are even more loose that he's still, that much lean that these pantaloons are even more loose for him right now. And his big manly voice in the stage of justice, in the stage of that youngster, he used to have a big manly voice, and now that voice is being shaken, trebling, and it is becoming weak day by day. And now the person is entering to the last stage, that is of the second childness. That is the ultimate olden phase of a person. Second childishness means what? Firstly, he was a child, and now that person is becoming the second child. The last stage is where he's becoming a child for the next time. For one more time, he's becoming a child. And mere oblivion. Oblivion means what? He doesn't know where he is at. He doesn't know. He often forget things. So that is called as a stage of oblivion. Sans means without teeth, without eyesight, without sense of taste, without everything. He's now entering to the last stage. He's just near the stage of exit, near death. He's awaiting death. So that is a stage of strange, eventful history. It is going to be the end of the whole drama, the whole act. Okay, now we'll discuss the summary of the whole lesson. The world is compared to a stage. All men and women are actors and nothing else. That is the first stanza. Each man plays 7 parts. This number is important. Okay, refer that there are 7 stages, 7 roles for a man. At first, he's a child. Then just refer all the 7 stages as an introduction to all the questions. If it is an essay question, just mention this part as a first para. In the arms of the nurse. Then he is an idle schoolboy, unwillingly going to school. The second stage. And afterwards he is being a lover, youthful lover, singing ballads, woeful ballads. That is, singing praises of his mistress. Next, he plays the part of a soldier. And thereafter, the second last, before that, he's playing the role of a judge in middle age, where he's so much concerned about his reputation, about his honor. Okay. Thereafter, the second last stage, where he looks like a buffoon, which means he's wearing loose pantaloons. His voice is becoming weak and weak. That is the second last stage. And the last one, that is of a second childishness, where his sans teeth, sans means without teeth, without eyes, without taste, without everything. He's in a stage of oblivion. He doesn't know what is happening around. So that is the last stage. Now to summarize a whole essay, the whole lesson, when an essay question is being asked, this is how you should answer. Firstly, you should describe the context. Who has written this? It is taken from As You Like It. And then about the character of Jacques. Who is Jacques? He's a courtier of Duke Ferdinand. These are the things that you should describe in the first para. Thereafter, Jacques is speaking as of that, in a way that he's comparing the whole world to a stage, and all the characters is having seven roles, seven stages. Then just describe each and every stage as a separate para. Okay, first para, you will describe the first stage, that is of an infant. See, first of an infant, first of a child, then of a schoolboy, then of a lover, of a soldier, in middle age being a judge, then of a lean old man, then the last stage, that is of a second childhood. Okay, these are the seven stages. So in total you will be having 8 or 9 paras, right? First one, the context. Second one, about you can say about what Jacques is trying to say as a short summary, having 7 stages. He's having a cynical view, like that you can describe the perspective of Jacques in the second para. Then 7 consequent paras where you will describe about each and every stage. Then the last, as a conclusion, you can say about the perspective. Is it right? Is it wrong? What, according to Jacques, are the 7 stages in a man's life? Jacques says that there are 7 stages in a human life. Each man has to play the 7 parts in the theater of world. Then we'll describe the stages one by one. You can mention each stage as a whole new paragraph. Okay. In the first stage, it is of an infant, of a child, crying pitifully in the arms of a nurse. Child is weak and he is dependent on everybody else for everything. Now the second stage. After being an infant, he is turning into a schoolboy. Jacques gives a very vivid and striking description of a stage of the stage. Boy goes to school crying and complaining, whining. That word actually means complaining, no? So crying and complaining, he's carrying a sachet school bag hung over his shoulders. He has a shining morning face because of his natural vigor and love for life. But he is unwillingly going to school. That's why he is walking as slow as a snail. Okay. First one is that of an infant who is crying, who is dependent on nurse, who is dependent on everybody around. The second stage is that of a whining schoolboy. Whining means complaining schoolboy who is going to school unwillingly, who is not happy about it, but he is having a youthful face, shining morning face, but is complaining. Which actually means a schoolboy in his normal state, he is lively and cheerful. But the thought of going to school is making him slow as a snail. He's being gloomy about it. He's unhappy about it. Now the third stage. In the third stage of life, man is a lover. He's young and passionate. He has given his heart and soul to his beloved. In despair and longing. Woeful ballad, that was the word used, right? So he's sad and longing. He's awaiting to see his lover. He sighs, he breathes deeply like a furnace, hot furnace, like that. He's breathing deeply and fastly. And he composes a sorrowful poem praising the beauty of his sweetheart. Even of tiny things like her eyebrows are a matter of poem, of ballad, of the stage where the man is being a lover. Now the next stage, where he is playing the part of a soldier. He's sensitive to the matters of honor and reputation. He's so concerned about the short-lived, that is, bubble honor. That word is used, right? Which means that the reputation is short-lived, but the soldier is always protective of his reputation, of his family. That is the fourth stage. He's also very quick in quarrels. He's very sensitive, short-tempered. That is a stage of a middle-aged man. See, the bubble reputation, that thing is also mentioned. The sighing lover is just transformed into an ambitious and fierce, brave soldier. Now the next stage, where he's been playing the part of a judge. Jacques gives a cynical picture of appearance and role of the judge. Now he is having a depressed face where the actual structure of, physical appearance of judge is being described. The judge has bulging belly, a big belly, severe eyes, strong eyes, and formal beard. He utters many wise things, giving instances, examples about modern life. Okay, he's playing the part of a wise man, having a big belly. That is of a judge. He has so much experience about life. That is what is being depicted. Now the next stage, the sixth stage, where he's an old man wearing slippers and spectacles in the nose. Old people does that. And he looks ridiculously small in a world which is too big for him. He's slowly becoming weak. The last stage, which ends, then the last stage, okay, in the eventful history where he's extremely old. Check second childishness, where he has lost all his teeth, eyesight, everything. He's in a state of complete oblivion, complete confusion about the world, what is happening around him. That is the last stage, when he's near exit, near death. So now, the next para is more connected to the or question. That is, do you think the description of human life by Jacques is cynical? Is it sad? Is it depressing? The view of Jacques. That is described in the sentence. Jacques' description of human life is on whole cynical, but not thoroughly so. It is not completely cynical, completely in a depressed way, but there are strong cynical instances, touches in his account when he's describing about middle age and old age. But when Jacques is describing about the schoolboy, that kind of stage, see, in the picture of schoolboy shows both light and dark shades. What is a light shade? Where he is having a shining happy face, shining morning face. That is a happy side which is explained by Jacques. So it is not fully cynical in view. But what is a dark shade? Dark shade in the schoolboy thing is actually, he's unhappy, he's lazy, he's moving as slow as a snail. Those are the dark shades. So both light and dark shades are being expressed by Jacques. But when middle age and old age, where he's weak, his voice is troubling, those things are actually cynical. Is actually depicting the. I think I'm using actually more often. I'm sorry. Yeah, that is giving a cynical view.